Tulsa will be kicking from left to right on your screen or phone, however you are listening or watching to us, while the Lone Stars will be kicking from right to left. No real wind to speak of. The ball is held aloft, and the second half of this game is underway as Rose kicked it forward, but Smith had the curly cue around to take that one in defense, and out it comes to Stephen Ryan, who fires the ball up the far side. Oh, big hit as Anastas was taken down quickly, and the ball goes out of bounds. It'll be a boundary throw-in. It'll come in the half-forward flank position for the Lone Stars, wearing the white jumpers going from right to left. Ball comes spinning back in the play, knocked forward, and it's picked up again. Anastas, or check that. That was Job, and that one is held up, and I'm not sure what the call is. It looks like it's going to be a free kick, and it is, to Stuart Job, who has been best and fairest for some time for the Houston Lone Stars, and he goes inside. That one is knocked down. They still play with it, the Buffaloes, and here is out of the fullback position, and he's able to find Raspold on the near side. That was Crawford who was able to find Raspold, but then goes up over the top. Digging in after it is Zach Love. Oh, he's hit by his other number. A big hit, and the ball came loose by Halub. Big hit by Halub on the near side, and then he goes in after and plucks the footy from the ground, and that was a big defensive play as they're able to clear it out temporarily, but Tulsa has it. Big hit again, and holding his head there looks like Rose, and then he was thrown to the ground. Rose got up, looked like he got up slowly. It was either Rose or the number 16 there, which was Jeremy Ingram. I think it was Rose that was holding his head. As the ball is on that far side, and now it has moved into the forward arc for the Lone Stars, and the mark is taken, and they're going to have another chance to extend their lead. The kick is up on the way, and it is a goal, and it looks like David Anastas has kicked another one. That's what it looks like. So Anastas with his third. It's Houston's fourth. They go on to 4-5-29 on the Little Rock scoreboard. No score for Tulsa. And again, it is not for the want of trying, because, Lord knows they are playing extremely hard right now. But they are getting outplayed by a very good Houston side. Tulsa, Division IV side. Houston, normally a Division II team. They're without Bobby Sears, who is out for personal reasons, and we do say hello to Bobby and our thoughts with him and his family as the mark is taken. And it was taken by Houston, and it's in their forward 40-meter arc. And that's, if you're wondering why we're calling them 40s and not 50s, that's because that's how they were drawn. So here is the kick. It's up on the way, and it's another goal. Another goal to the Lone Stars. It's their fifth. And that extends Houston's lead. That takes them on to 5-4-34. Or check that. I'm sorry. That's 5-5-35. 5-5-35 on the Little Rock scoreboard. The ball comes back into the middle. Anastas with 2 goals still has the most of anybody on the Lone Stars at the moment as the ball goes out of bounds. Actually, he has 3. I apologize. And a boundary throw-in on that far side. Ball comes spinning back in the play. It was a line drive of a throw-in, so we're going to do it again. Davey Bryant comes back in, president of the Houston Lone Stars, and really one of the reasons for their growth. And I'll tell you what, Houston footy has come a long way in their 7 seasons in the league. Ball up on that far side. It's in the wing position. Brazel kicked that one straight into an opponent. Rose gets away from one opponent, handballs over a second, finds Brazel again, handballs it in, but, going back and can't hanging on to it was Glenn Wagner as the ball went off his fingertips, and the ball goes out of bounds. It'll be a boundary throw-in. Boundary throw-in will occur in the forward pocket as Tulsa trying to close the gap, as it is 34-0 or 35-0. And the ball again goes out of bounds. Ryan Barish with you here at Burns Park in North Little Rock, Arkansas. Absolutely beautiful day for footy. We are not terribly far from the banks of the Arkansas River, not terribly far behind us. Absolutely beautiful city of Little Rock as play continues up on that far forward pocket as Tulsa tries to get forward, but they're going to be able to clear it out, or Houston. That is a high rain bringer, and camping under it and taking the mark is Mowry. Chase Mowry with a big kick, and it's going to be a free kick and a 50-meter penalty. It looks like he was taken down after he was kicked. He was in a vulnerable position, which is why it's not just a free kick, but it's a 50-meter penalty, and this should be the first goal of the game and at least the first points of the game for the Tulsa Buffaloes, as Chase Mowry, who has had a fine day, and actually no, this is Cox. This is Chris Cox, who will put this one up on the way, and it was at an angle, and it will be a behind. Mowry had been taken down after the kick. The call was away from the play, and it was at a more difficult angle. So Chris Cox kicks the first point for the Buffaloes. It's 35-1 as they trail by 34 points on the Little Rock scoreboard. Cox is one of a number of players who are trying or have helped start the new team in Oklahoma City, the Oklahoma City Flyers, who played their first game on their own in Des Moines a couple of weeks ago at the 80-35 tournament. Ball is going out of bounds off the kick-in, and it'll be advantageous for Tulsa. It'll be 45 meters out from their target. Up in the air it goes. Donnelly got the ball down, and then it is Tulsa who puts that on to the right. High kick in the air, punched free by Cox, by Chris Cox for Tulsa, and then that will be kicked away up on the far side, and that has gone out on the full by Houston. So now Tulsa beginning to assert themselves on the front foot a little bit. This is the last game of the day for both teams, so I'm sure both coaches have told their charges to leave it all on the field. Free kick in, and it's marked by Shane Hood. So big Shane Hood is going to see if he can get some centering help. He does have some on the near side. Instead, he's going to go in short looking for Mowry, and all that ends up being is out on the full, and that ends that threat. So Houston will shake the Etch-a-Sketch and try and draw up something new. They'll do so from their own back right pocket. There's the kick. It's up on the far side, up in the air, almost marked as Steven Raspold was in there, but Houston maintains possession and kicks up the right side, where it's intercepted by one of the Buffaloes in the wing position directly across from me. Now they throw that one onto the right. That one is up in the air. It's going to bounce back, getting to it on a hop and corralling it with Stevens, who tries to send it back. Instead, it's intercepted. There's a long kick into a one-on-one in the goal square, but it's off to the side. In fact, it's going out on the full. Chris Cox was a possible target, but he didn't even hit that. And so it'll be a free kick to Houston, and it's taken by a bit of wind. Oh, what a mark and a courageous go at the ball there by Mickey Kleinhens, who got an inadvertent shot to the head. They went looking. That wasn't 15, as they went looking for Raspold in the middle, for Andrew Raspold. And he was wrapped up quickly. He is arguing no prior opportunity, and I think that's exactly what's going to happen. So, out of the ball up, Tulsa's got it. And they go inside, and the ball has bounced out of bounds as they were looking for Andrew Raspold again. So the ball comes spinning back in the play. Tulsa, 45 meters out from where they need to be. Carcamo able to clear it for Houston. Up in the middle of the ground now, and here comes Houston back as that is Monahan who kicks that one up forward. we're going to give Monahan one of Anastas's goals. Into the middle here for Carcamo. Carcamo has all sorts of daylight to run. He tries to handball it into the middle, up over the top. Oh, and going back to get it with the defenders. A kick for a goal in front, but it's off. And it's there for a goal. I thought it was off to the side initially, but Howlerda, and a great transition job by Houston to take the ball all the way down and get the goal. As my pen drops for the 15th time. On the Little Rock scoreboard, it's 6-5-41 for Houston, who, for all intents and purposes, have locked up third place. 1 point, only 1 point for Tulsa, who had the front foot for a while there, but in the end, could not convert. Now, it was Stevens and Phil Harford who were connecting up front. I believe that was Phil Harford, number 20. And the ball back in the middle of the ground, midway through the second half. Throw that one on the right is Brazel. It's a worm-burning, finger-breaking, mongrel up-country punt. It bats around. Picking that one up is Caleb West, who lost the handle, got it back. Handball's in for Ingram. Ingram can't find the footy. It squirts through as West kicks it up off the ground, picked up by Rose. Handball for Hood was too high. He gets it on his own bounce, and then he's thrown to the ground. The call for ball. Boots, says the umpire, and then it's picked up again by Sneed for Tulsa at the 40-meter arc, and Houston will try and clear it away. Handballed on, throws that one on to the right. It's up in the air, and it's almost marked again by Donnelly as he tried to pluck that one from the tree. And in fact, it'll be a ball up on that far side. Back in the air, back it again. Ball goes to ground. And it'll be a ball up. The ball is parallel with the goal square in the left forward, half forward flank for Tulsa. And it's batted out of bounds for a boundary throw-in. Again, the score 41-1 is the score here. I couldn't read the scoreboard for a second. 41-1 on the Little Rock scoreboard. Brian Barish here at Burns Park in North Little Rock, Arkansas. Beautiful day for footy. Central Regional Grand Final is coming up at the top of the hour as Austin takes on Dallas. That one is kicked into the middle, and it's marked by Anastas. Anastas has kicked two. Monahan kicked one of the ones I thought Anastas had kicked. Oh, that's a pretty good kick from 40 meters out, and that has gone off to the side for a minor score. So on the Little Rock scoreboard, that takes them on to 6-6-42. 1 point for Tulsa, 42-1. Second half of this third place game. Again, Austin and Dallas in the grand final coming up at the top of the hour. Marked by Stevens. Matty Stevens, the captain, goes into the middle of the ground. He had two teammates there, and winning the lottery was, it looked like, Brian Chisholm. Or check that. That's, yeah, it is Chisholm as he goes under the inside. And that one is punched towards goal. And that, let's see what the signal is. I believe that is a goal. Or it is behind at least. No, I apologize. That is a behind. It was screened by the players on the Tulsa bench here. But indeed, another behind for Houston. 6-7-43. And again, it'll be interesting to see, how they handle after this because they are not kicking straight. Again, 6-7 is better than 2-8, but still, you want to kick more goals. As the ball comes back into play, Houston has it, again, pressing inside 40, and now they're looking to put the game away. Not that it hasn't already been so, but they want to erase any sort of doubt. As they shake to the inside, that's a kick off the left foot from Donnelly, and that is off to the side for another minor score. 6-8-50 on the Little Rock scoreboard. Again, take a moment to thank our the folks here at Little Rock CVB and North Little Rock Parks and Rec for taking care of us, not only the fields, but all their accommodations here in Little Rock, Arkansas. And I'll tell you what, they did a great job of hyping this event in all the years I've been coming to this is the most amount of locals. We had members of the USA Rugby program as well who came to check things out as well. Meanwhile, Houston will go inside 40 again. That one is up on the way, and it is another goal. Looked like Anastas again. I didn't see who had kicked it off of the side there, but another goal to Houston, and they extend their lead one more time. 7-8-50 to 1 point. That's on the Little Rock scoreboard. So Houston looks like they've locked up third place. And again, we have the big grand final coming up at the top of the hour with Austin taking on Houston. And what we're going to do is we're going to stop the broadcast at the end of this game once we sign off and keep it right here on the Mixler station, and you'll know when we start up again. Meanwhile, Houston again going back inside 40. There's a nice little handball, a nice little job for Donnelly, and he's added another one. Somebody hose them off. They're on fire. 8th goal of the game for the Lone Stars. 8-8-56 on the Little Rock scoreboard. 1 point for Tulsa. They had the sway of play for the beginning of this second half, but Houston just a little bit fitter and a little bit more opportunistic. Ball comes back in the center of the ground. Cannot be much time left. This ball comes back in the play. And again, here's Tulsa. Here is Mowry. Mowry runs inside 50. He's going to take a couple of bounces, and he kicks a great goal. Well, Tulsa needed that, if for nothing reason than to have a souvenir to take home with them. And that, a little harsh, but hey, Tulsa gets their first goal of the game. They go to 1-1-7. And I'll tell you what, it's you know what, they deserve really more to have the 7 points because they've had the opportunities really to put up goals on the board. It's gone begging that they deserve at least to get the 1 goal. So 1-1-7 for Tulsa. It's back to 49 points. 8-8-56 for the Lone Stars. That's on the Little Rock scoreboard. Ball back in the middle once again as they get the ball forward, skipping up over the top. The ball goes out of bounds. It'll be a boundary throw-in on that far side. Waning moments of the game here. Again, 56-7. Houston the lead. Swatted forward by Houston. Goes around. There is Craig, who's been largely quiet for the most part. Swings that one around again inside 50. That one is loose, and Tulsa's going to be able to try and clear it out. Crash Boom Opera. Everybody down mushroom farming. And the ball is still loose, still in dispute, and then it's kicked in towards goal. And that, I don't know what happened. Doran, what happened? It was a goal. Thank you. We're screened out a little bit by the Tulsa bench in front of us, but another goal for Houston. It's their 9th of the game. 9-8-62, the score to 1-1-7. That's on the Little Rock scoreboard. And the ball come back into the middle. Houston streaking home to the finish line here. And the ball is back in the middle, and here we go again. Knocked backwards by Byron Fisher, who's done a very good job, a very understated job in the ruck today for Tulsa. And it'll be a throw, and it'll be a free kick to Jesse Carcamo in Houston, who are just piling it on now as they give the ball to Steve Ryan. Steve goes up high. Nice mark by Connolly. Sam Donnelly, rather. I've been calling him Connolly a couple of times, but it is Sam Donnelly, who is one of the tallest players on the field. He sets sail for goal. It's in short, and it's marked by Hawerda. Goal number 10, you would imagine, coming up. So Dan Hawerda will go back. The kick is there, and it's another one. 10-8, 68. And Tulsa, they look tired. 3 games in this heat will do it for anybody. And on the TV side, on the YouTube side, we were talking a little bit earlier with Bren Miller, who said, it's not as brutal as it was last year, but there it is, mercifully, the full-time whistle. And the final score in the third-place game, it's the Houston Lone Stars 10-8, 68 over the Tulsa Buffaloes 1-1-7. Hats off to both teams, especially Tulsa, who in the end actually played really, really well this weekend. Some great performances. Dustin Brazel among them, Andrew Rose, and Chase Mowry among them. But Houston, much the best in this one as they go 2-1 on the weekend. That'll do it for this game, this third-place game. We still have the grand final coming up on our YouTube channel as well as on our Mixlr station live. We're going to pause the Mixlr broadcast and come back at you at the top of the hour. Until then, from North Little Rock, this is Brian Barish. It's bye for now.